analyze Much Ado About Nothing, so let's go ahead and start by looking at the theme of love.
Would you buy her? Would you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yay! And a case to put it into.
And this is where the contrast between courtly, romantic love, shown by Claudio and Hero, is contrasted by Shakespeare's comedic love, Benedict and Beatrice, of course. And so throughout the play, since you've already read it, yes, and you've watched it as well, you should have been able to develop a sort of respect for Benedict and Beatrice because they are the play. I mean, yes, Claudio and Hero's marriage is supposed to be center stage, but yet we all know it's not. Benedict and Beatrice are far more the main characters, and what's happening with them is far more interesting throughout the whole movie. So let's take a look at some clips that really highlight the difference between these two romances.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours.
Speak, cousin. Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let not him speak neither.
Yes, very romantic. So now let's take a look at Benedict's shot at romance.
Of a love that sits above and knows me how pitiful I deserve. I mean, in singing, but in loving. Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of panders, and a whole book full of these quondam carpet mongers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse. Why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find out no rhyme to lady, but baby. An innocent rhyme for scorn. Horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms.
So Shakespeare's main point here about love is that it doesn't have to be the classic romance. It doesn't have to be about flowery words and poetry. He is saying that Benedict and Beatrice, even though there's fighting and arguing and they're real people, but yet they're really in love in spite of themselves. So that's one thing that Shakespeare's trying to say about love, and here's the second. See if you can catch it.
That you told me of today, that your niece, Beatrice, was in love with Signor Benedict?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
Yes, it was very easy for the friends of Benedict and Beatrice to trick them into falling in infatuation with each other. Shakespeare is trying to say something very specific here about how our feelings for one another can be so easily manipulated and changed based on the same factors they used here. So let me show you another example in this movie of Shakespeare trying to make this point of how flimsy that infatuation and love can be. Very much in love 1 minute.
Take her back!
And then not the next. Shakespeare continues this by making a huge theme of appearances being deceiving.
The revelers are entering!
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
One of the ways that Shakespeare shows this is through the Masquerade Ball, but he shows it in other ways throughout the play as well.
There! Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
There, Beatrice! I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, Signor? Fare you well.
Ha! Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that.
So Shakespeare is showing that it doesn't just take a mask to mislead people or to have a secret identity. It also just takes maybe a little bit of misunderstanding the concept, like Benedict here, as he's misinterpreting what Beatrice is saying. He has rose-colored glasses on, if you know, so to speak. So he only sees things in that light, and therefore is being deceived.
Tediousness on me? Ah. I would fain know what you have to say.
Our what, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would this morning have them examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you. Drink some wine. There you go.
We are now to examinations, then. Meet me at the jail.
Carrying on with a theme that what we see is not always reality, that it can be deceiving, we have the fool, Dogberry, who is actually the only wise person in the play. That if he, you know, if the hero's father had listened to him, all that problem that occurred at the wedding could have been avoided. He might seem a fool, but he was wise. And of course, the whole plot of faking Hero's death was, again, appearances being deceiving. And at the very end, when they are all veiled and the truth is brought to light, that is continuing Shakespeare's whole theme of appearances being deceiving. So hopefully you've seen ample examples of how Shakespeare brought forth that theme of appearances being deceiving throughout the whole play, as well as some of the very main points he was trying to make about